I recently came across an idea in a philosophical conversation with a friend. What was once recognized as slavery may not have disappeared, it simply redefined itself. In the past, labor was enforced, and in return, basic needs were provided. Now, individuals sustain themselves by working to secure their own food and shelter. The system is more efficient this way, less visible, more self-sustaining, and harder to question. The monetary structure holds a particular weight because it touches something primitive: survival. It organizes an individual's behavior without force, creating the illusion that one must make choices out of necessity rather than by command. Within the world of appearances, it can feel as though we are caught in a web where perception is filtered through thought, language, and the limits of what has been accepted as possible. The mind has become a tool of manipulation, shaping reality into something seemingly manageable and limited. There is an assumption that there is a limit to what can be experienced, and there is nothing that exists beyond it. Yet the same powerful mind is conditioned to reinforce patterns that serve control, the continuity of consumerism, and the need for survival, which dulls the natural abilities every individual possesses. Across history, there have been countless stories of civilizations, Atlantis, Lemuria, Tartaria, and others, described as more attuned, more integrated, more connected to forces that today's mind isn't capable of grasping. These stories all point to current human potential not being fully expressed, and to the possibility that perception itself could be far greater than what the collective mind is conditioned to believe. The deeper shift is not in the structure itself, it is within how this same structure is perceived. When attention turns toward discovering the nature of the self rather than the content of experience, it becomes clear that these systems derive their force from identification. Money, roles, expectations, and even a sense of limitation are taken as defining what one is. What we call supernatural abilities is simply a refinement of awareness. With the right teachers, meditation practices, and discipline, one can discover powers that are far greater than the mind was led to believe. Creative powers, heightened intuition, deep sensitivity, pattern recognition, healing capacities, the ability to perceive energy and variations of reality, and so much more are not supernatural. They are extensions of perception that are not confined to rigid mental frameworks. The limitation is the structure of belief. The mind is a narrator that conditions itself to its own story, rejecting any possibility outside what it was taught to believe. Conditioned to operate within narrow definitions of reality, it cannot recognize what is beyond. Those in power understand this and create a sort of invisible prison in service of their own agendas. More and more individuals are waking up and seeing these structures clearly. The attention becomes less entangled in constant interpretation and self-limitation. The mind becomes an instrument that is precise and incredibly powerful in its facilitation of capabilities that lie beyond it. A more direct way of knowing, responding, sensing. There are no limits to what each individual consciousness is capable of, but there are constraints shaped by conditioning through various structures: societal, family, generational, political, economic, and so on. When those conditions are dissolved, what one may deem as a mythical power is a natural return to a natural capacity for perception and capabilities that are far more intelligent and precise than what was taught to be true. May you create your reality through the intelligence beyond the conditioned mind. May you experience miracles that inspire you to evolve and devote yourself to self-knowing. I thank you all for being with me through this transmission. If you like what I share, please like, share, and subscribe. In gratitude, peace, and love, I thank you for your support.